Hey, I just realized I haven't spent 15 minutes yapping about the game I'm making yet, so I'm forcing all of you to listen to it. Get ready for the most autistic video I've ever made. I'm talking about Olivia's cleanup crew. The development started in late 2024, back when I thought Danny's World was a fun game. That's how you know this is old. It was initially named Phil's Cleanup Crew, and started as a joke game where you drive around locations and clean up debris while evil, fucked up versions of the characters attempt to kill you. Think Jazztronauts if you're familiar with that Gmod game mode. Bayer game mode, by the way. Sleepy suggests you check it out with some friends. However, in the midst of working out the concept for Phil's Cleanup Crew, me and Sleepy had begun to notice cracks in Danny's World's design. The ability to know depths, the meta progression consuming so much time, the blatant imbalance among stats, and Toonsu, still to this very release of this video remain redundant with no playstyle. This, combined with Sleepy's interest in a more serious project, made us redraft Phil's Cleanup Crew. The goal was to add upon the formula left behind by Danny's World and fix the mistakes the game made. The core loop involves finding gearboxes on each floor and depositing them all into chutes to be able to progress. Gearboxes are honestly a really cool mechanic with how me and Sleepy have worked them out, since you're able to deposit multiple at once and carry up to 5. Both extraction and skill check size have been replaced with 2 other stats. Strength, which determines how many gearboxes you can carry at once before getting slowed significantly, and skill, which determines how quickly it takes to deposit said gearboxes. To optimally play the game, you just plan out the routes across maps and manage risks. Do you return with just one gearbox or hinder yourself to try and transport multiple gearboxes? Do you risk getting caught depositing multiple gearboxes, or do you deposit only one box at a time for a bigger window to escape? This change was made to discourage players from simply isolating themselves to one part of the map, and give further reason to cooperate with other players who might excel more at carrying or depositing. This isn't to say a more sedentary playstyle can't be achieved. Both skill and strength have related actions that scale with the stats, such as disarming traps and escaping power struggles against the enemies. Each map will also have bonus gearboxes you can find, so you won't get stuck trying to find that last box on the floor. The game also has a curse and an upgrade system. To find upgrades, called memories, you need to locate and activate a television on each floor. Curses, called defects, are added every few floors, with a major curse that upgrades every enemy at milestone floors. We want OCC to require less time to engage with the tougher content within the game. These additions hopefully improve the replayability and reduce the time experienced players need to sink into the game to find anything challenging. Oh, and a quick side note, we may or may not be implementing individual toon upgrades. We also might not, but this is to make sure you aren't just going to experience the same things over and over as the character you're playing. We're still playing around with the concept, and by that I mean we're making Puggy lock Sleepy inside the basement until he comes up with something. Say hi, Puggy.
Hi, Carson.
Characters are a core part of the game, as every single one has a unique playstyle you can choose between. Every character has 5 base stats: strength, skill, speed, stealth, and stamina. I mentioned skill and strength earlier, so I won't get into those. Speed has been significantly tuned down from Dandy's World, to the point where it's on the same level as every other stat and won't be the defining stat of every character. In order to remove permanent looping, aka distracting, we added a system where speed makes stamina drain quicker, alongside a fear system I'll go into a bit. Stamina is about the same, however there is also a crouching mechanic to regenerate it quicker at the cost of speed. Sprinting also emits sound, allowing enemies to detect you from behind. Stealth has been significantly buffed, as it now affects how long enemies take to begin chase upon spawning you, alongside your speed when crouching. It also still affects your detection radius. Also, we remove stealth priority because it just makes having low stealth give way too much of a benefit. Fear is a completely new resource that you have to manage as well. When you're chased by an enemy or another specific scenario, like in a locker, we're still working on that, you slowly build up fear. If your fear reaches an increment of 25, you gain a new temporary buff. The biggest of which being Doomed, which will instantly kill you the next time you get hit. Fear takes a while to build up, however, so if you manage it well enough, you can avoid any negative effects. Stats only exist to nudge you towards a certain playstyle, of course. Abilities are the main meat of each character, with each having around 3 actives and 1 passive, on average. There are 3 main roles a character can have. Supports are exactly as it says on the tin. Supports. They typically have a main ability related to a specific resource, like health or money, and an ultimate ability that rewards the use of the main ability. Survivalists are toons that are focused entirely on helping themselves survive, and have very few ways to directly help others. The main objective being completing tasks and roaming the map. They basically exist so that people who don't want to directly contribute to their team can still play a character instead of just playing selfishly as a character meant to help others. Sentinels are the replacement for distractors, being toons that directly stun the enemies and save others from harm. Yeah, let me just take you through one of the movesets for the toons, this being the Sentinel starter, Bill Yards. His first ability is a Sucker Punch, which stuns the wicked in front of him for 6 seconds and slows them after for 4 seconds. Second ability is a Block, which lets you tank a hit of damage at the cost of timing the block right. It recharges your punch instantly if timed right, and lets your next punch be a crit. His third ability is Sprint Burst, which lets him charge forward until he runs out of stamina or after 10 seconds have passed. He also picks up any toons in his way to carry them to safety. He can also pick up toons normally, not being able to use his other 2 abilities while carrying them or pick up any gearboxes. Any damage directed at a toon he's carrying goes to him instead. His passive is having all damage buildup halved. Damage buildup being a meter that goes up under certain conditions like poison or weaker attacks. This deals a single heart of damage when it reaches 100%. That's the level of depth we're going for with each character, with the roster being much smaller to compensate. It was initially going to be 1 to 2 abilities like Danny's World, but we found that system sucked ass and didn't allow for any unique playstyles to be created. The Twisteds in Danny's World have a massive problem, since most of them are just basic chasers. Common Wickeds just end up mixing together, not feeling a threat in any way. In OCC, every enemy has at least 2 abilities, if we don't count the fact that every one of them has a basic and lunge attack. Here's Wicked Mabel, one of the most common Wickeds. She can use the shoes to travel across the map, and eat food she finds on the floor. She can also... Hi, it's me, Mabel! Mabel is a pretty big threat, since she is super unpredictable and can appear out of any chute at any point. Her main weakness, however, is her attention span, only being 2 seconds long. This gives you ample time to escape after getting her off you. You can also pacify her by finding a plushie that spawns on the same floor as her and giving it to her. The pacification route exists purely because of the annoyance Mabel is meant to cause, so a hard counter to remove her helps significantly. Another cool Wicked is Annie, who is able to teleport in front of you to cut you off. Yeah, she's unfinished. That's all she has right now, but there's more in the works. It's a work in progress. I don't fucking care. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the game isn't on Roblox, it's on fucking Steam! Thanks to this, I've spent months implementing really advanced multiplayer systems that have really good lag reduction. I'm able to play really smoothly with Sleepy, who lives across the world. The latency is next to none due to enemies being both client-sided and server-sided at the same time. Shout out to the Netvox people for being really based and letting us use their fucking Roblox system. Yeah, you're cool and gay. The game also has full modding support, with you being able to basically write whatever you want since it gives full engine access. The possibilities with this are literally endless due to Godot's flexibility as an engine, so I hope when it releases people get their creative juices flowing. Yeah, that's it, bye.